the church, turang tal-tal, binawali mo na naman ni tigura na matagal ko. Ikaw titigumay na bosong bulan ni Kalo, may bakalo nga tigitikin na non tatigo na matani ko. So on behalf of government, I do acknowledge the Methodist Church of Fiji, and we hope that we will continue to be supported by your good office in serving the rural communities, particularly here in the Western Division. The UNDP Pacific Office Resident Representative, Mr. Levan Boads, Councillor of the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, DFAT, Ms. Mona Balram, Kolkata Deputy Country Director, Mr. Yonggi Choi, Development Program Coordinator for the New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mrs. Rudy Lume. I do acknowledge the presence of the two assistant ministers, the permanent secretaries for Youth and Sports and Ministry for Rural and Maritime Development and Disaster Management, the divisional commissioners, Commissioner East and Commissioner Western, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Nisambul Vinaka, and a very warm greeting to you all. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you all and to thank you for being here to witness this milestone event in the launching of the ministry's 10-year strategic development plan for the years 2021 to 2031 and the annual costed operational plan for 2021-2022 financial year. I'm inspired to note of your presence in numbers today from all across government ministries, development partners, particularly civil society and non-government organizations. It is our mission in the next 10 years of the SDP journey to strengthen partnerships and create an enabling environment that promotes sustainability and resilience of all rural communities in Fiji. Therefore, I am delighted to see all of you today, as it reflects our renewed mission and commitment to shift from working in silos to working in partnerships for more holistic development of the rural and maritime communities. Today marks the beginning of a new journey for the ministry as this SDP outlines new strategic approaches to rural development in Fiji. This 10-year plan aims to strengthen the role of the ministry as a rural development facilitator to support all rural development stakeholders in achieving sustainable and inclusive development. This plan is also focused on building productive and resilient rural communities that will contribute on building productive and resilient rural communities to the national goal of building a vibrant and progressive nation. As we plan for a world in which climate change and disaster risks increase in their intensity, and with a new element of biological hazard such as COVID-19, it is critical that constructions of every rural roads, jetties, medical centers, schools, and homes take risks into account. Risk-informing development and strengthening the operations of our National Disaster Management Office are critical to our ability to continue to strengthen the resilience of all communities. Ladies and gentlemen, rural and maritime areas in Fiji contribute about 94% of the country's total land area, with about 44.7% of the national population estimated to be living in the rural areas. Rural areas are often sparsely populated, and their importance as protectors of our watersheds and providers of natural resources is often undervalued in comparison to the hustle and bustle of densely packed urban centers. On the contrary, development and resilience of rural and maritime areas is integral to the overall development of resilience of Fiji. The abundant natural resources from these rural areas support the economic growth of the country in direct ways, such as through agriculture and fisheries, and indirectly through climate change resilience, traditional knowledge, conservation, and quality of life. In fact, development of rural and maritime areas is core to transforming Fiji. It is important that rural and maritime development be planned in such a way that economic opportunities and the utilization of natural resources are realized in a sustainable manner. This SDP lays the necessary foundations for evidence-based planning and a focus on data analysis, geospatial sensing and mapping as an integral part of evidence-based and risk-informed planning. This approach is aimed at ensuring that development is implemented in a more targeted and structured approach, which is necessary when resources are limited. The new ministry's strategic plan outlines our concerted effort to bring together the many and diverse factors affecting rural and maritime development in a way that is coherent and cohesive. Be it building roads, providing electricity, clean water, communications, developing products and their accessibility to markets, and making available education and skills training. The achievement of our climate change and environmental goals, to the enhancement of forest cover, promotion of sustainable agriculture, and the protection of our biodiversity, rely on ensuring that rural and maritime areas have access to sustainable livelihood opportunities, and that remoteness does not act as a barrier in the realization of development goals. Many government agencies, civil society organizations, private sector, and development partners are working in rural and maritime areas to jointly address the multitude of development priorities. We want to work in partnership with all stakeholders to use this plan to leverage the maximum resources available for rural and maritime development as a contributor to the modernization of Fiji. The overall objective of this SDP is to partner with others to support prosperous and resilient rural communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the SDP also addresses the structural issues around sharing of data and knowledge, common understanding of challenges and opportunities, multi-sectoral and multi-agency coordination, and planning towards common objectives. It strengthens the integrated rural development framework and provides support to coordinate efforts by a diverse set of bodies engaged in rural and maritime development activities. This reminds me of one of my last meetings as Global Climate Champion. We were talking about SDG 17, is it? Partnerships. That was the topic of the discussion. And there was an old man isolated in the corner. He was listening to every conversation that we were having. And as we were coming to the conclusion of the meeting, then someone was concerned about the old man that was sitting right at the corner. And I said, sir, before we conclude, can you just sum up and give us your views on what we have been discussing? And he said, oh, I have been hearing this all these years. When we come here, everybody talks about coordination, everybody talks about cooperation and working together. But the problem is, at the end of this meeting, no one wants to be coordinated. I hope that this strategic development plan will break those barriers and bring all the stakeholders for the common good. Ladies and gentlemen, improving the efficiency of current systems and initiatives small part of doing things smarter. Interagency coordination, collaborative identification, and the development of opportunities, working together to reduce risks and address resilience issues originating from the effects of climate change and resolving administrative and bureaucratic structures are some of the objectives built into the strategic priority areas of this SDP. The priorities reflected within this document also seek to build stronger and sustainable rural economies that will contribute to meeting the development aspirations of all rural Fijians and address risks associated with climate change and disasters which can reverse the development gains. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a plan for all Fijians, and as a ministry, we have a concerted focus on supporting those that may need our support the most, including women, young people, those living with disabilities, the vulnerable and marginalized communities, to have an active role in shaping their future and in order to help them graduate out of poverty. We will build our internal capability to ensure gender equality and social inclusion are integrated throughout our activities as we plan for future development. In summary, the Strategic Development Plan provides a forward-looking vision aimed at enhancing the inclusive, resilient development and sustainable growth of the rural economy. The plan is about inclusive, resilient development in its core. Before I conclude, I would like to recap on the Honorable Prime Minister's statement at the launching of the Infrastructure for Resilient Island States event in the recent COP26 held in Glasgow, Scotland, and I quote, "It takes resources to build resilience, but either we play to adapt now or pay a much higher price in the aftermath of climate-driven devastation. The welfare of people in both developed and developing nations depends on changes to the way we build and plan. Trillions of dollars may sound insurmountable, but the alternative is unthinkable. Even now, we are seeing what can happen when worsening climate-driven disasters meet outdated infrastructure and transport networks. We can only bridge the financing gap between vulnerability and resilience if we fully enlist public and private sector sources of funding," unquote. Today also marks a critical partnership in the ministry for demonstrating resilient development. We will have the signing of an amendment to a letter of agreement between the United Nations Development Programme and the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development and Disaster Management. This agreement is to boost the support initially provided by the UNDP, Government for Resilience Project, thank you, Excellency, and to the Ministry for the development of the Strategic Development Plan. The funding is to ensure that the principle of risk-informed development ingrained in the document is being operationalized in projects implemented by the Ministry in the next 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I wish to acknowledge the support of the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, the Korean International Cooperation Agency, and of course the New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade for their financial support throughout the UNDP Governance for Resilience projects. The onus is now on the Permanent Secretary and his staff to drive the implementation of this plan, which support government's aspirations of sustainable development and leaving no one behind. My best wishes to UPS and the executives in steering the ministry forward and leading the staff in this new and exciting journey in the new norm that we now operate in. With these words, it gives me much pleasure to launch the ministry's 10-year Strategic Development Plan 2021 to 2031 and the annual costed operational plan. Thank you. God bless the ministry and God bless you all.
Thank you, Minister. Can I request your good self and Mr. Levan to be upstanding for the exchange of the letters of agreement?
I want you to extend your. Okay, let's face the camera there. Okay. Naka, congratulations.
Normally.